Donald Trump just can't seem to let go of Kamala Harris, and his recent remarks are stirring up more controversy than ever. But here's what's really fascinating. In a political landscape where race, immigration, and media power are all on the line, why is Trump zeroing in on Harris? And what does this say about the upcoming 2024 election? Stay with us as we explore Trump's latest obsessions, the battle over identity politics, and the deepening divide in America. Trust me, you won't want to miss this breakdown. First off, let's talk about Trump's ongoing obsession with Kamala Harris. At a recent Al Smith dinner, Trump even joked about how he likes Joe Biden more, suggesting that Kamala should be investigated and forced off the campaign. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, let's face it, Trump knows Kamala Harris is a serious contender. She's younger, she's mobilizing the Democratic base, and she's raising a ton of money. But here's the thing. Does Trump's continued focus on Harris reveal his insecurities about the race? Why is he giving so much attention to someone who, in theory, shouldn't even be his main competitor? Some argue it's strategic, while others think it's more personal. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Does Trump fear Harris? Historically, Trump has shown a pattern of attacking opponents he views as threats. But let's not forget, Harris isn't just a vice president. She represents a shift in American politics. Could that be what's really fueling Trump's frustration? Now let's dive into the race debate. Trump has questioned Harris's identity multiple times, throwing doubt on her blackness. The crazy part is, in today's America, could someone really become more popular just by being black? It's almost as if Trump's argument works against him. With everything going on in the country right now, does playing the race card still have traction? Let's rewind to some key moments. Remember the birtherism conspiracy Trump pushed against Obama? We've seen this playbook before, where race becomes a central talking point. But are voters still buying into this divisive narrative? Or are we starting to move beyond it? And here's where things get even more complicated. Kamala Harris herself represents the changing face of American leadership. Not only is she the first woman of color to hold the vice presidency, but her rise challenges old ideas of who gets to hold power in this country. In your opinion, do you think Trump's base responds to this? Or is he losing ground with these outdated attacks? Again, let me know in the comments. Now, I want to point out something interesting. Trump's argument that Kamala Harris isn't black may seem absurd, but to his supporters, it's more about how Harris fits into their view of America. It's an identity politics battle that goes way beyond just one person. It's about what kind of country we want to live in. Let's switch gears and talk about something else Trump is notorious for: attacking the media. At this point, it's almost expected, but his latest comments have reached a new level. Trump recently said CBS should be forced off the air and that networks like 60 Minutes should have their licenses revoked. That's no small claim. What does it mean for a former president, and possibly future president, to be openly threatening media companies? Here's the bigger picture. Trump has a long history of trying to silence the press. During his presidency, he labeled the media the enemy of the people, and we've seen him go after individual reporters. But this goes deeper. He's trying to weaponize the government to punish his political enemies, whether they're in the media or other public offices. Remember when he promised to lock up Hillary Clinton? That didn't happen, but the rhetoric stuck. Now let's look at the facts. Every administration has its issues with the press. The Obama administration wasn't perfect, but the difference is Trump takes these attacks to an extreme. Does this kind of talk cross the line? Or is it just more of the same from Trump, who's always been about disruption? And how does this play out with voters who value free speech and a free press? Do you think Trump's war on the media helps him or hurts him in the long run? Comment below with your take. Now, let's not forget that Trump does have strong leads in some key areas, namely immigration and the economy. For months now, these two issues have been at the top of voters' minds. Trump knows this, and he's used it to his advantage. He talks tough on immigration, promising to secure the border, and he often boasts about his economic record. But here's the catch. With all the noise surrounding his comments about race, the media, and Kamala Harris, is Trump actually distracting from his strengths? He could be dominating the conversation on immigration and the economy, but instead, he's stuck in a loop of personal attacks and divisive rhetoric. So will this hurt him in November? This is where the 2024 election gets interesting. Trump's core supporters are with him on these issues, but as the race heats up, will that be enough to win over the undecided voters? Could he lose some ground by focusing too much on distractions instead of his policies? As we head toward November 2024, one thing is crystal clear. This election is about much more than just policy. It's about the future of democracy itself. Trump's attacks on Kamala Harris, his attempts to silence the media, and his constant threats against political enemies all point to a larger issue. Is American democracy strong enough to withstand another Trump presidency? Kamala Harris represents something new, an America where diversity is celebrated, where leadership isn't confined to old power structures. But Trump's playbook remains the same: divide and conquer. So what's at stake in 2024? Everything from immigration to free speech to the balance of power. If Trump continues down this path, will voters stick with him, or is the country ready for a different kind of leadership? And here's a question for you. What do you think 2024 will look like? Will Trump's strategy work, or will the country push back against the division? Let's talk about it in the comments. As Trump continues to dominate the headlines, it's important to remember what's really at stake. From race to the economy, from media freedom to immigration, the 2024 election will shape the future of this country in ways we can't even predict. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. I want to hear from you. What's your take on Trump's latest moves? Will it help or hurt his chances? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next video.